They grow up, and what do? They go out and they start dating, and they date men who are like that. They attract men who are like that, and the cycle just keeps going on and on and on. Or vice versa, from a man perspective, you have men who, you know, or a young man who's been in his home and he's watched his father, you know, beat on his mother. So this guy, the young man, grows up, get married or get into relationships, and he, before he knows it, he's hit his girlfriend or his wife, and he's trying to figure out, this is what I said I would never do. Yeah. Why am I doing this? And this is where, what I like to call those strongholds or curses that are in our lives. Right. You know, I decided a long time ago, you know, that I love my parents, but I've gone so much more further than my parents. Yes. Because I made up in my mind. Yes. I mean, that I wanted life. Real life, not the life that my parents had. Yeah. I wanted what real life was, and I knew it was out there, and I decided to go get it. And nobody was going to give it to me on a silver platter. I had to go out there.
You had to get out there and earn it.
Work for it and to earn it. And that's basically what we need to teach our kids today, that when you put God first, and then, you know, if your destiny is to go to college, or if your destiny is to go to get married, if your destiny is to own your own business, whatever it is.
Own your own home, yes. And don't you think it's better for a woman to do this on her own, so she'll always have something she can fall back on and call her own? When I say this, I'm talking about a townhome or a small house, whatever, but it's yours, it's your turf. Because I call my house, this is my turf, this is my house, okay? I'm not a bitch, I'm not jealous, I'm not, you know, want to have everything for myself.
It's nothing like having your own.
But it's something that I've gotten for myself. Yes. And I mean, doing this kind of work, writing books, doing, you know, speaking all over. I've been, so well. I mean, I've worked with Stedman Graham. And I mean, I'm just saying, but girl, I had to learn how to do that by myself because nobody taught me. I am self-taught. And I like to say that. I'm self-taught. I taught myself. And that's what a woman needs to do. Look in the mirror and find out what you see in yourself.
And who you really are. Yeah. And listen, it's okay not to be that right now. Yeah. But
make plans for it.
I am going to be this woman.
And take off your clothes and love your body. I don't care if you're 300, 500, 600, or 90 pounds. If you're happy with what you see in the mirror, be happy with that.
The most important thing is to be healthy.
Healthy goes with that.
That goes for the spirit, the soul,
the mind,
which is the mind, and your body, and your external. Because what is inside of you will eventually reflect on the outside of how you dress, how you carry yourself, how you allow your friends to treat you, how you allow your companion to treat you, your husband, your wife, even your children. Because some people allow their kids
to put them down.
Right, that absolutely. And then what about some of the parents who the kids will so well, mom or dad, if you hadn't have done so-and-so, and if you had done this, and if you had done that, then I wouldn't do this. And no.
No, we are responsible.
Absolutely. At some point, you have to take responsibility. And even though you know, I think about how my dad was gone more than he was at home. You know what I mean?
I didn't see my father much either.
Dad did not determine my destiny. You know what I mean? And I thank God, like, my brothers and I, we don't have anything against our parents. They did the best that they could by them being so young with what they had.
But they lived in a different era than what we're in now. This is a different time. They were like living in space back then because you don't have everything. They were working, spending money, and now you've got to work and save and take care of yourself, your homes and things like that. But I mean, I don't believe a woman should be put down, but also this is one thing that really makes me upset when I see a TV show where a mom is doing tricks in front of her children.
Yes.
Now, I'm not picking on just women. Men do it too. Yeah. You should not carry on that kind of a relationship in front of your children. Absolutely. Because your children are going to see, do, and they're going to grow up like that.
They do.
Yes.
You get a few that, irregardless of their background, they go beyond how they were reared. You get a few like that, but most of us are a product of our environment.
Of course we are.
How we're raised.
Of course we are.
Now you have those exceptions to the rule, where some people will surpass, their lifestyle as a child, but you do have those. Most of us, we are a product of how we were reared.
Yeah, we're
what we saw as children.
Yeah, we're a product of our environments. Yeah. Because I learned I didn't even have a bed of my own until I grew up, big girl, to get my own bedroom. I always had someone sharing my bed with me, one of my sisters or one of the other sisters.
Yeah.
Share, 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 you know? And when you
actually,
finally...
that was kind of good.
Yeah, but now I have 2 sisters, and they look up to me. Yeah. And they say, well, why don't I do what you do? I said, because maybe that wasn't in the cards for you. Yeah. But somewhere in each one of those other girls, there is something in them that they could do differently, because they're very miserable women. They're very unhappy, very unhappy. Wow. One of my sisters has a daughter who's Down syndrome. Okay. And she feels that God punished her because she had a couple of affairs.
Oh, you know what?
And I tell no.
God
does not do that. God does not do that. She was
special. God knew she could handle.
She could handle it and take care of that child, because
that's a special calling.
It's a special calling. You have to be a special woman to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I always tell God, you know, with my girls and everything, I was like, Lord, now you knew the children you gave me. You knew that I could not handle anyone else except these kids right here. You know. I'm not the type of mother that probably can have kids just, you know, what they say, girls gone wild, if you will. I don't think I can handle that. But so my kids aren't perfect. They're just like any other, you know, anybody else's children. But I can say for the most part, they have made some really good choices. Well, here and there, they've made some
bad
choices.
Ones. But you learn from the bad ones.
You know, and what I tell my kids, I tell them all the time, I say, look, okay, so you messed up, big deal. So what? Get up.
Get up and pick yourself up and do it.
Get yourself up.
Get up.
You know, and brush yourself off and keep going. I said, Mom's got your back. Mom still loves you, and I'm right here.
Right.
I'm right here. You always have a place to come back to. So
exactly.
That's how I see it.
I mean, it's hard being a woman, though. It really is hard being a woman. I think it's very hard being a black woman. You
know what? When I was growing up, I grew up mostly with Caucasians because, you know, a lot of the areas that I lived in the South was mostly white and black. And we had a couple of, later on in life, we had a couple of Hispanics, like they call them Mexicans back then.
But that
was all we saw. I didn't see any other race, Chinese, Orientals, or anything like that. So my whole world was very narrow. It wasn't broad at all. It was very narrow.
Yeah, there was small little window to look out of.
Absolutely, it was black and it was white. And then when I went off to college in the West, guess what? It was mostly white. And I began to venture off and see like black people from different areas, like New York, New Jersey, and that's only because they were scouted and brought in by the basketball coaches. So, and that broadened me a little bit. But what really broadened me was when I moved to the metropolitan area, and I lived in D.C. for a few years, and in my building was every nationality.
Really?
There was black, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, and you know,
they're all people.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're all people.
Absolutely.
We're all created equal. I don't think because one person's got white skin or black skin, they're any different.
Right.
Everyone wants respect, but we first got to have it for ourselves.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to be cocky to do that, and you don't have to go off at the mouth, I don't think, and cuss somebody out to have that. No. And don't
it's all about how you carry yourself.
Yeah, but if you want to carry yourself and lose your temper all the time, you're going to be really a put-down person.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be around you.
Yeah, that's true.
And I hate to see somebody go out and spend $1,000 on a pair of shoes. Oh, these are blah, blah, blah. You can go to, I can't mention the name of the store, but get a really nice pair for maybe almost like it for only $100 or less. Yeah. So you don't have to buy things to make yourself feel good.
Yeah.
You've got to feel good about yourself.
Yeah. I agree.
You agree?
I agree.
This is quite a show today. I mean, we're going at
it. Don't be needy, ladies.
Don't be needy.
And men, don't be needy.
Don't be needy. I think men are more needy than women.
Yeah, I think they can be. You know what? Men need companionship more than women. See, this is the thing. This is the thing. We have each other. We're communicable. We like to talk. We like to hang out. We like to go shopping. We like to go to the mall. We like to go out to eat. Men, most of the time, don't like those things.
True.
You know, their jobs, their career.
Football,
basketball, that's their communication. So when it comes to them being needy, they need a wife or a woman to always be in their corner.
And they don't like to ask when they're needy because they think a woman's supposed to know what they need. But if you don't tell somebody what you want, how in the hell are they going to know what you need? Tell me that. How?
That's where the communication comes in.
A lot of people don't talk. They don't talk.
Yeah, a lot of people have a communication problem.
Yes,
and
they
it goes back to self-esteem because, you know, if you really once you develop
Yes.
healthy self-esteem, if you don't have it, or if you have it already, you have to decide.
But how do you know you have it?
Because you will decide
What you want.
Right, and you will decide how you're going to allow someone else,
How
whether it's
far.
your boss, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or
far
whoever,
you gonna
treat
go.
you, how they treat you. Are you going to let a man say things, or a woman, say things to you,
Right.
call you derogatory names, and you just say, oh, honey, and just start crying? No, I'm going to say, excuse me, but you know what? I am not that,
Right.
and I really appreciate it that you would not say those things to me. And I remember telling somebody a long time ago, I said, you know what? I said, I think you've got me mixed up with somebody else. I said, because I don't talk like that, and you cannot talk that way to me.
I can remember after
That was
my
the end of
husband.
it.
I can remember after my husband passed away, I went out on my first date like a year later, and he drives up and comes to the house with 6 dozen long stem red roses, you know, thing. And we walk out, and I get in a Mercedes. On the way home, while we were having dinner, he slipped his shoe off his foot and he was rubbing my thighs with his bare foot. That's number one. On the way home, when we stopped in front of the house, he says, he reached over and slipped his hand up my sweater and said, oh, they're real too. So you know what I did, Mary?
What did you do?
I reached over and I grabbed him in the groin. What do you want to call the family jewels?
You did.
And I squeezed them so tight. I said, they're real too.
You did.
And then when I got out of his beautiful Mercedes, I slammed the car door so hard that I broke out the window. And I said, see, that's real too.
Good
That
for you.
man took off. He embarrassed me, he humiliated me, and he treated me in an unkind way.
Right.
Because I wasn't loose or anything, you know, like that.
Right.
But I shocked the holy hell out of him.
Yeah, apparently so.
These are real too.
I admire you because I don't think I would have had the balls to do that.
I had the balls.
You had the guts to do it.
We've
Oh,
got
my
to
goodness.
wrap. Can you believe our 30 minutes is over
It
with?
is.
I could go for 24 more hours.
Oh my goodness.
Guys and ladies and gents out there, please, I hope we didn't offend anybody today, but we're just getting things off our chest, things that are true, and I hope you learned from this show today. Until next time.
Thank you, Angela.